There we go. All right. You gotta be careful here. I want to tidy up a little bit first. It's a little bit of a mess. It gives a little better angle. I'm just tidying up real quick before I turn this place into a mess again. I'm just tidying up a little bit before I completely destroy the shop again. Finally made it out to the lumberyard today. Got some stuff for the next project. It's pretty exciting. Haven't actually been able to go to the lumberyard since before Thanksgiving. It's a pretty long run. Hello? Yeah, I'm live. What's up?
Can you drive us to the movie later?
I don't know if I'll be around.
At like 7?
I don't know.
If they're...
Can you find a ride back?
Yeah, we're gonna ride back. We just need to someone to drop us off.
I don't know.
They could come here and then we'll just wait here for like an hour or two, or like 4 before the movie.
Try to find somebody else, but if you can't, I will.
Okay.
But you got to find a ride back.
We do. We have one back.
All right. Let's take you over to what we're working with. So I'm working on building this little desk organizer out of mahogany. And I finally got it milled last night. It's got a pretty cool grain structure. Kind of hard to see. It's so bright in here. Yeah, you can kind of see it like that. But I was hoping to do like a continuous grain like wraparound box. I'm having a hard time lining up the grain patterns because it's so... Anyways, let's get started. I'm going to start by cutting off this. So there's the milled edge. Clean up the lumberyard cut. And then we're going to cut the short sides of the box first. I was thinking about trying to make this box like an octagon, but I don't have much material. And I thought, man, if I screw it up, I'm going to not have an organizer. So we're just going to do a long rectangle. See if I can get you a better angle here. Let's try this. There we go. It's a little better. I just want to clean up that end. I don't want to lose much material because I don't have much. Forgot to plug it in. To make sure I don't destroy my gripper. I don't have my dust collection turned on and it blasts dust in my eyes. Mahogany smells good. There's the rough cut from the lumber yard, and then there's the clean cut. Check out the different color. I mean, that was sapwood, but still. All right. This is going to be the top and the bottom, and then also part of a secret compartment. And then I'm also going to cut one stripe of this for reinforcing the mitered corners. This is going to be a real shallow little organizer. Yeah, I finally made it to the lumberyard today for the first time in forever. I got a couple of cool project videos coming up. Pretty excited to get started on. All right, let me grab my miter saw, and we'll figure out how to cut these mitered corners. I'm gonna grab my miter gauge. What's going on? Hello there. All right. I'm going to do some wonky stuff to get this set to 45. I've got this digital measure, but the battery died. So I got to go get a battery for this today. Hello there. Working on a desk organizer, but it's going to have a secret stash compartment in it. And I'm not going to lie, I think this project's kind of been cursed. I should have had this much done the first night. All right, we'll just use this thing. I hate cutting miters at the table saw. I need to clean this blade. There's some of that gunk buildup on it. Kind of throws off the ability to measure the angle, but all right. The blade's a little too high for this. Hello there. Hi, everybody. All right. So I'm trying to make this like a continuous grain wraparound, but it's so figured, it's kind of hard to tell. I think that's the orientation. I'm just going to do my best. I'm not going to lose my mind over it. Cool. We didn't lose too much. And then a way to cheat, if you don't really have a measuring gauge or an angle gauge, test for 45 with your adjustable square. Ta-da. I don't know. What kind of finish do you put on mahogany? The only thing I really have is some Rubio left. I've got wipe on poly up there, but that's probably a solid brick by now. I haven't used that in forever. Let's make sure that's square. Cool. All right, let's do it to the other one. Just looking for defects. And I found when you're working with material that's really figured like this, sometimes you'll lose big chunks of your. So always check for defects after I cut. All right, let's determine how big this box needs to be. So that's a 1/2 inch. I'm just winging this. And then I also mark the angle I want the cut to be. These are the same length, right? Nope, they are not the same length. All right, for uniformity, I think I'm gonna have to just chop a chunk off. So then I can use as a stop block on the miter gauge. So I'm gonna head to the miter saw real quick. It's not the best angle, but just 2 quick cuts. Now I should be able to use the stop block. Yep. All right, enough of that. Let's get back to the table saw. All right, let's figure this out. Tell you what, we're just gonna sneak up on it. Yeah, you know, it's tax season. And last year I just kept throwing all my business receipts in that drawer. And when I went to get them out the other day, the thing was just a rat's nest. And after I got everything logged, I said, I'm not doing that again next year. So I'm making this little thing to help keep these receipts organized. Ooh, this is gonna be a little sketchy. Let's try that. All right, this is a little sketchy. Fingers crossed. Yep. I was about to shoot off. I don't think that's square. Nope, not square at all. Fortunately, I left some material to play with. Yep. This will be a little easier to cut this time. Since it was cutting all the way through the material, it kept wanting to pull the material I'm working with up onto the blade, thereby not making a square cut. It's kind of whopper jawed. But since this isn't a through cut now, it's just going to shave a hair off. Hopefully it's enough to make it square though. Should be square. Ta-da. Ta-da. All right. Oh, this has got to go right. Looks good to me. And then another way I test to see if they're identical whenever you cut miters, because your fingers can feel better than your eyes can see. So if you put the pieces together, you can feel if there's any, you can feel it. And this feels like it's just one point, not snagging. All right. So we got quite a bit of material left. Tell you what, we'll just do it the same way. I kind of want to keep as much material as I can because receipts can get pretty long. All right, one of these is messed up pretty bad. This is where the bandsaw went crazy, so I got to chop that off. We got a little defect here in the wood, but we can hide that underneath the inside of the box. So I'm gonna head to the miter saw and chop off this. What happened there? Do I have plans? No, I am literally just out here winging it. Obviously, I don't need a box this long. So, how long is this? Let's make sure it's less than half of this. So really, I could make a 10-inch box. Ten inches. Yeah, we're just gonna make a 10-inch box. Because if I do 10 inches, I can cut out that defect. All right, I'll be right back at the table saw here in a second. Come on. And now I still have a bunch of mahogany I can play with. I almost wish YouTube would set this up to where it would read the comments to me so I don't have to look up and stare at the screen. That would be nice. Let's try there. It's a pretty safe distance from the blade. Not as sketchy as these little sides. Nope. I gotta scooch it over a little bit. Felt good. Yep. All right. Now I'm just arbitrarily going to pick Surprised we're not dealing with more tear out. This stuff's cutting pretty clean. I've never worked with mahogany before. Feels good to me. It's funny, this mahogany has been in my shop for 2 years, and after I milled it yesterday, the one board kind of moved on me. It's a little curly now. Not too bad. Won't throw off the box. All right, so let's switch out the blade to a flat tip, and we'll cut the groove for the bottom. The top isn't going to be a traditional top, though. I actually want the top, the friction fit, like slide down into the box to keep the receipts flat. kind of like a pressure, like almost like a vise or something. All right, I gotta go over there and grab that blade. And I'm too short. I can't reach. This guy out of the way. How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday? It's really beautiful out here in the Midwest. I'm going to clean out the inside of this table saw because the dust is starting to limit the movement of the blade. Yeah, there's a bunch of dust on that, keeping it from. Let's see if we can get this back to 90. I'm already starting to encounter resistance just getting it back this far. Ah, there's the gunk. There's the gunk. There's dust limiting how far I can move the blade. I want to get my air compressor involved. There we go. Hopefully I can just get it back to 90 just for this video. But like I said, this project's been cursed. So I would not be surprised if I cannot get it back to square. All right. There we go. There we go. It's a little table saw maintenance I got to do. All right. So I don't want to go real deep in this. I'd say this is like a little more than 1/4 of an inch. That should be enough. Sure didn't slip. All right. So because this is a mitered corner, we can just cut grooves from end to end, and the corner should hide the groove. The groove is going to be this thick. And I didn't mill the top and bottom to the same thickness as the sides because I want the top to have some weight to it so it can press down, flatten stuff. What am I forgetting? Now this isn't a through cut, so I should be able to just slide it instead of, where'd my ear plug go? Changed my mind. Yeah. I'm telling you, this project is cursed. Can you see what happened? So it's hard to describe, but this neoprene, this white plastic, doesn't go all the way to the table. And when the end of this got on the red plate, this slid up under the fence. So I got to find a board and clamp it here. I don't think it threw off the cut too bad. But you can kind of see right here where it started to twist. I'm telling you, this project is cursed. Ugh. Let me find something to clamp on here. Hopefully it's square. Let's try this. Dude, I should be so much further ahead on this project than I am. Francisco, 5659, how are you, man? All right, let's try this again. All right, so there's where the groove is. Take two. See, that's why I'm glad I was using this and not my hand. What the hell? Okay, it worked. I thought I felt it jump again. I wonder if that plate's not part of a problem. What is that? Are you guys seeing that? There's something at the end of the cut that's making this board. It's straight. I don't know how. Let's see if it does it with the little pieces. Because when I get right about here, it wants to do that. Let me try taking this damn thing off. I swear, man. Can't catch a break. Let me see how much battery I got left. Oh, we got plenty of battery. Should be able to get this glued up. Man, I don't think I like that either. All right, let's see how this goes. Probably not well. What the hell is causing that? And I think I only have enough material to do this one more time. Okay. What we're gonna do. Yeah, I can do it. I got enough material to fix this. I'm gonna keep this so I know what size. But I'm gonna cut the groove for the bottom first before I cut to that size. And I don't understand why that's slipping there. Do you see that? Look. Oh. It's hitting this curve on my table. Okay. Okay. No big deal. Let's back those off. And this is why you should always do routine maintenance. There it is. It still dips. There's no other. You see, there's no more adjustments. So as soon as it passes this threshold, it's always going to hit that. Okay. I think that'll work though. Where did I throw my glasses? There they are. All right, that worked. This is in case. So we're going to need a few passes. Oh, quite a few. Now I can't go that way. Come on. So make sure it's back on track here. All right, 2 more cuts and then we're gluing this thing together. That should be enough. There we go. This one? See, this is the sort of stuff that happens when you're when you haven't been in the shop for a while. Make silly mistakes. Wait for this to wind down again. I gotta go back one more pass because there's a see, I missed a stripe. And I don't have a chisel that small to get in there. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't do any quote unquote fine woodworking for months. So the sort of mistakes you make. I'm gonna chop that in half. The red was in plane, but there's no adjustable screw on the outfeed side. So as the piece exits that red, see how there's 3 screws here for support? And there's only 2 here. And there's no screws here. So I might have to rig that, because as soon as it, no matter what I do, it does that. Okay. So here's my 2 good ones. And we got to make it this size. Got to change the blade back out. And then get back to 45. All right. See, the only projects I've done for months was the media wall, which is built-ins, roughing in a wall, drywall. And you guys have been watching me kind of honky around in the shop here, just doing shop projects. I haven't made any fine stuff in a while. I'm rusty. Come on. Man, I had that dead on 45 earlier. I'm hoping that does it. There's a lot of pitch buildup on this blade, so it kind of throws off. We'll try it. Guess I could use this. Yeah, it looks right. Okay, I can. Not much room for error here since I'm running out of material and patience. We have to tighten the blade height. I rough cut that at miter saw so it's not identical in size. Actually, now, since I can see where the blade's cutting through my miter gauge fence, I can actually just line up the original size. Move the stop block and it should be pretty close to identical to the original one that I destroyed. That should be pretty dang close. I'm going to go pretty slow on the backside though, because I bet I'm going to go slow when I get here and hopefully not blow this chunk off. So this came out clean, but to show you what I was talking about, see how it chunked out? I guess I got lucky. All right. All right, so now, and then once I get this glued together, I'm done. It's got to cut this to make the bottom piece. And then I think tomorrow the video would be to install the false compartment and assemble a lid with a handle. But I'm just going to cut the bottom piece, glue this up, and we'll call it a day. Had a few close calls. What's the best way to do this? I'm thinking chop saw first, chop saw the long sides, and then sneak up on the width. Can't see anything. So a hair longer than 9, 1, 2. All right. Let's head over to the miter saw. What am I cutting? Oh, I'm cutting this. Oh, I can't trust any of this. I gotta clean that up. All right. I'm gonna clean this up and then mark it and then cut it. And we'll be right back over here in a second. Get this out of the way. Some nasty blowout. Oh, there's my pin. That's where I threw my pin. One, two. All right. We're almost done for today, guys. It's almost over. You gotta be pretty precise here because we're playing with some pretty thin margins. And it's okay to have a little tear out on the bottom piece because it's all going to be concealed by the box anyways. Don't need these for a second. But I do have to clean up what tear out is there just so I can see if it fits in that box. Just enough to help it slide in. All right, I'm pleased with that fit. I don't need this. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Why is that getting so hard to turn? All right. I'm leaving that on the fence, just in case. Now, obviously, I'm going to try to remove the sapwood on this side. Let's start at 4. No. 3 3/4. What? Am I losing my marbles? 3 1/4. Oh, I added that wood to my fence. I forgot I added this wood to the fence. I was wondering why my sight tape was off. Didn't lock the blade height. Don't need this thing. Hello there. Is that locked down? Looking good long ways. Still a hair too wide. Raise that up a smidge. Let's try that. I think that would fit, but we're going to trim just another couple of hairs off. Yeah. Yeah. Gets much tighter, I'm going to cut my gripper. All right, fingers crossed. All right, let's do it this way. I know this ain't the best angle for you. I'm just testing to see if it fits. And if it does, I'll take you over to the workbench and we'll glue it up. I think we're good. I say that and then we'll glue it up and it'll fall apart. But we made it. Let's do this. You're gonna need some glue. couple paper towels. Let's go to the workbench. Slap a bow on this for today. See what we got here. Make sure we got juice. Yeah, we got 40. We're at 40%. Got to move my fence. It's poking me in the back. Okay. All right. This is the last thing that can go terribly sideways today. And I'm sure it will. I gotta turn that noise off in my ear. This whole time I've had a movie in the background, so I've just been hearing dinosaurs eating people and people yelling. It may have caused some of the problems with the box today. Actually, before I add glue to this, I think I'm going to just use the blue tape here to reenact the glue up. Just to give myself the best chance of success here. Let me get some. That's the problem with not turning on my dust collection, is it tears up my sinuses. Makes me all. Of course, yes, hopefully it is over. Do you guys ever experience that on projects? I forget which other. I had another project that was actually big that was terrible. I think I suppressed that memory though. Come on, baby. I think we're all right. My God, this might work. All right, let's take it back apart, glue it together. Oh, jinxed it. I'll bring my glue brush. My glue brush. We're going to reinforce these corners tomorrow too. Yeah, my glue glued itself shut. Come on, this is no time for a glue booger. Not at a time like this. I don't really want to overdo it with the glue. I don't want to deal with a bunch of squeeze out on mahogany. We're going to reinforce these tomorrow anyways. It just got to be strong enough to not blow apart as I reinforce it. Yeah, we might need a little bit more glue in this. All right, well, we're going to roll with it. All right, little blue tape here, and we did it. Yes, should have used my stash, save the brush. Hey now. Hopefully I need that to move a little bit. There you go. Yeah, use my soup strainer instead of a brush. Ta-da. And you can hear the bottom loosely in there, rattling around. See, there's a little bit of squeeze out in there. That corner is actually pretty clean. It's hard to angle that. Some squeeze out. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I think that's going to conclude our activities in the shop today. Basically, we got a box carcass built. Tomorrow, reinforce the miters, make a false bottom to hide so we can hide some cash in here, and then make the top. And I'll figure out how to make a handle when we get there. Yeah, we did it. Nobody got hurt. So it was a good day. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice Saturday.